410. Doing gang things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters, got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side, hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy, could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had goal. Brand new you on the old time road, take care. Home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bump the hoe. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had a slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty rolls. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing, I'ma say these bands won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that man? This real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you peep these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah, doing cane things. Mono. Living super clean. That it came up. 1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that wop, I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you're lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. Beers help me, shout let the silly go. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono. It's been like 3 weeks. I know. Sorry, let me get that chair out of the way. It's been like 3 weeks, y'all. I've missed y'all. I hope y'all miss me. Mic check 1, 2. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry. Okay, my bad, guy. My audio guy wasn't on the job. We're gonna have to. It's hard to find good help these days. So let me start all over again. I guess I'll just start all over again from everything. Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife. I'm not gonna play the song again. Okay. So our main topic for tonight is you're no good to anyone. All right, we're gonna get into that later. I was talking to myself apparently about my side stories. Okay, so the first one I wanted to talk to y'all about, it's all gonna tie in, okay? But so I'm watching these documentaries right now, and they both happen to be about Angelina Israel, Shalom and Shalom. Thank you, sis. They both happen to be about women who have become profitable by faking cancer. Okay. And the people on TikTok, y'all already heard me say this, but I gotta repeat it for the people who didn't hear it. Okay. No, but not. It wasn't you. It was me. So okay, there's this one series on Netflix. It's called Apple Cider Vinegar, right? Brianna, Shalom and Shalom, sis. Thank you for joining me. One is called Apple Cider Vinegar. The other one, it comes on, I think it comes on like ABC and Hulu, and it comes on Thursdays. And it's called Scamanda, right? Like scam, and then the girl's name is Amanda. So the show is called Scamanda, right? But so these women have been faking cancer for upteen years. I want to say like 5 to 10 years. They were faking that they had cancer, all these different stages of cancer, all these different side effects. I have to tell you, out of the two of them, I enjoy Apple Cider Vinegar the most because it was a re-dramatization of what actually happened. But both are really bewildering because what in Scamanda, the lady's name is Amanda Riley. What she did was started a blog and started raising money for treatments for her cancer. And what's so crazy is Amatha, Shalom and Shalom, sis. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so you're planning on watching it. You haven't watched it. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to give away too much. So Amanda has started a blog, was posting on her blog, and was collecting donations, not just from people, but from her church. From like Chili's, the local Chili's would like donate a percentage of their profits from a certain night to her. And I mean, she had like national like people were really donating to her. Just to find out that she was faking it the whole time. Okay, but sidebar on her case, I don't understand. Maybe it's just me. How I never could quite understand how people will stand in a pulpit and lie like that. To lie, to fake cancer in a pulpit, and then you're sitting there telling people about, oh yes, Jesus healed me. He healed me from cancer. He can heal you too. Are you kidding me? Okay, so let's go to Apple Cider Vinegar. Okay, now in Apple Cider Vinegar, there's a lady named Belle Gibson. She does the same thing. She's faking cancer. But what she does is she tells people that she's healing herself with just an all natural plant-based diet, you know, the whole gluten-free, sugar-free, fat-free, everything free, that kind of thing. And this method of drinking juice, and what else did she say? Just all these other alternative therapies. So she's telling people that this has healed her cancer, but she's saying that this has happened multiple times. And at one point, she even claims that like the cancer is spreading and, you know, all this juice and all this stuff is helping. And she always looks well. So when she's out there talking to people, they're looking at her thinking like, oh, wow, she has cancer, but she always looks well. So maybe I should like follow her, right? Okay, so clearly they both got caught and ended up on TV for this. But when they got caught, people were asking, especially Belle Gibson, not so much Amanda, because she wasn't claiming, um, she wasn't outright claiming. No, she was. She did claim that Jesus healed her. She did claim that Jesus healed her. But you don't have so many people so much questioning her. They're really questioning Belle because she started this whole what matter of fact, she had an app on the Apple store called The Whole Pantry. She had a book, she had a website. Like, she made a whole business off of supposedly healing cancer with natural food and juice therapy. And so I was watching an interview today she did on 60 Minutes Australia. It's on YouTube. And so, okay, sidebar. I like true crime. My favorite type of true crime is financial white collar fraud. Like, I'm going to watch it, and then I like to know how these people was thinking. Like, what were you thinking? Like, I'm interested in how these people's brain works. Okay, so I watched this interview on 60 Minutes Australia, and the lady was like, the interviewer was asking her, like, well, what about all the people that you misled by making them think that this stuff was healing your cancer? And she's like, well, I don't think I did that. And no, I mean, this lady is like checked out. Like, I mean, gone. Bird flew over, gone. Okay. The cage door is open. The bird is not perched. She is gone. So, yeah, y'all can check those two out. I really enjoyed them. Scamanda is still on. I think there's a few episodes left. Um, but yeah, y'all should go ahead and check them out. Apple Cider Vinegar is on Netflix and Scamanda is on Hulu. All right. Now, because we're talking about people being misled in a medical fashion, I'd like to talk about Lizzo. Okay. Um, I don't know if you all remember. Of course, y'all remember. It wasn't that long ago when Lizzo was spreading her body positivity. It doesn't matter. You can be healthy at any size, blah, 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 blah situation. And before y'all come for me, I'm not saying you can't be healthy at any size, okay? But we're in a world with people like Dank DeMoss, who thinks it's okay to sue a Lyft driver because she can't fit in the back of his car. Okay. And I don't know if y'all saw her Breakfast Club interview, but she's totally like, I guess she's trying to pick up where Lizzo took off. Um, because she is totally like, well, I'm healthy, I can do things. Or she said, like, in her mind, she's not 500 something pounds. Like, in her mind, she can still do everything that she used to do, blah, 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 blah. Okay. What makes me what burns me about the whole Lizzo thing is that for so long you misled all of these women, right? But once it clicked in your mind, oh, I need to start losing weight, Lizzo has enough money to afford the trainers, the nutritionists, whatever system, program, equipment, whatever she needs to do to lose her weight and feel healthy. She has access to money and people to make that happen. She she can't breathe. She can't. She cannot. Um, she has access to money and people to make that happen. Okay, but what about especially the poor little girls, the little teenage girls who you misled and made them feel like, oh, they could be positive about themselves, how they are. And now that you've changed your mind, they're stuck where they were feeling conflicted. Because wait a minute, wasn't you the one that was saying that it was okay for me to be this size and I didn't have to work hard? I didn't have to worry about what people were saying about me. And I don't know if y'all saw what was that documentary where they was looking for her dancers? Watch Out for the Big Girls or something like that? It was a documentary that was on Prime like a year or two ago when she was getting ready for a tour. And her and her dancers were on there. And now all of her dancers are big. Okay. And please, again, I'm not saying that you can't be healthy at a bigger size. That's not what I'm saying. But we all know when, you know what I'm saying, people have crossed that point and they're not healthy anymore. Like with the girl Dank DeMoss. I mean, she can't breathe. I don't know if y'all saw the video of her trying to dance on her tiptoes, but she like just rolls over. It's like clearly a problem. Okay. But my issue is, again, you've misled people. And as you mislead people, they probably let themselves go, right? Because they like, oh, body positivity. I'm supposed to love myself in any way. So I can eat what I want. I can do what I want. I don't have to feel that pressure to exercise and blah, 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 blah. But now that you've changed your mind and you've decided to change directions, what about all these other people that you've misled? And I know you might be like, well, how are you tying that into a story about people faking cancer? Because especially the one lady, Belle Gibson, was like, oh, I have the remedy. I have an answer. I have an answer for that. Right. And so people let go of any other therapies, they let go of anyone else's opinion, and they followed this lady. And people have lost their life, dang near lost their life. They had one lady that was a cancer survivor on there. Um, and she was following Belle until she found out that she was lying. And she actually had the opportunity to like meet her in person. Okay, so I know you might want to be like, well, it's not Lizzo's fault. It's not, these people's fault that other people fell for what they were saying. No, but the Bible talks about misleading people. And you might say like, well, this isn't a spiritual situation. But it kind of is, because you knew the truth. You refused to tell the truth. And people have died. People have taken losses because you did not speak your truth. So I don't know how you feel like you're not responsible for that in any way at all. Thank you for the likes. I don't know how you feel like you're not responsible for that. And so many of them, so many people were influenced by her. Exactly. Uh, tons of all ages and races and genders. Everybody loved Lizzo, right? And I'm all about body positivity too, because I'm not a size 2. I'm nowhere near a sample size. But let's be sensible here, okay? And that's gonna kind of tie into our main topic, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Okay. This next story is just a little funny to me because it just kind of shows like the generation gap that we're in right now. Okay, so y'all know Tia and Tamara. Y'all know the twins, Tia and Tamara. Tia married to Corey Hardick, and they're getting back together. All praises to the Most High. They're getting back together. They need to be together because Tia was making a fool out of herself out here in these streets. Tamara is married to Adam Housley. I believe he was a Fox or MSNBC news correspondent, something like that. Anyway, he's said some pretty crazy, racially offensive things in the past. So maybe that's why people took what he said this time that way. I wasn't offended by it. He's not lying. Okay, so what happened? Okay, President Trump tweeted on X or X'd on X. Do you still tweet on something called X? I don't know. But he said on X that they were considering banning SNAP benefits for junk food. So essentially, people who get EBT, SNAP, food stamps will not be able to use their EBT, SNAP, food stamps for junk food, candy, soda, stuff like that. So this man, and again, I don't disagree with what he says, but he talks about how he grew up in a store. I guess his family owned stores in the hood, and he would see people come in and get change for candy. Like they would come in and buy something small and get change until they had enough change to go to the liquor store to get their liquor. And now, my childhood in the projects was spent in Jersey, Orange Projects. There was a bodega right across the street. And yes, I saw that go on all the time too. That's no surprise. But what's surprising is for people who are not old enough to remember when food stamps were little like dollar shaped pieces of paper. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture. Because people were like talking to him like he was crazy, talking about you can't get change for food stamps. but they're not old enough to remember when, hold on, let's see. Okay, I'm going to show this to y'all just in case there's someone on here who may not be old enough to remember. They're not old enough to remember when food stamps look like this. Okay, you see this food coupon with the 10. This is what food stamps used to look like. They used to come in a little book, and you would take it was like ones, fives, and tens, and you would take them to the store. And if your items didn't total to the value of your food stamps, you would get change. Like it was real money, you would get change. And so yes, people would take their food stamps, buy stuff, get change, and go somewhere else. And so I wasn't offended by what he said. Yeah, and I'm not mad at the idea either. I'm really not. But I wasn't offended by what he said at all. Like it wasn't crazy. He didn't say nothing that's not true. I think maybe I don't know. I think the gap comes in from later generations feeling like he was lying to make some kind of extreme point, when the fact is he wasn't lying at all. That's what used to happen. Yes, you remember that booklet, okay? And getting them little pieces ripped off and getting sent to the store, and you better come back with the right change. Yes, pieces of paper. That's what we had. But now it's on a card, so you don't get the change anymore. So that's not an issue. But no, I'm not mad at that idea either. Or maybe just cut it down to a certain amount. Maybe just, like cut it down to a certain amount of money that you can spend on junk food every month. And before y'all come for me, there's all kind of people of all kind of backgrounds on food stamps. Those people who are using their food stamps sensibly right now will not be affected by something like that. Others of you, oh well. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Listen, if you're liking something that I'm saying, or you would just like to donate toward the efforts that we have going on here, you can do that on Cash App, $ the House of Mono. Okay, I don't know how I got small. All right, so let's get on to our main topic. You're no good for anyone. And I wanna start with saying this. Yes, this talk is directed toward women. Yes, this talk is directed toward Black women in particular. Why? Because I'm a Black woman. That's the life that I live. This is the life that I understand. I'm about to show you 2 video clips. They both involve Black mothers. And whenever we start talking about Black mothers, inevitably the question goes to, where's the father? Where's the father? Where's the father? And I'm not saying that shouldn't be a question. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, it is time for us as women to wake up and start making better choices. Because for as much as we can scream, where's the father? Where's the father? Where's the father? At the end of the day, when the mother makes bad choices, the mother and her children wind up paying for those bad choices, not so much the father. Okay? Let's take a look at this first story. We're going to take a look at this first story, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Selves for years. Look at this. We now got mom's mugshot. This is 34-year-old Kelly Bryant. She is the accused, waking up behind bars this morning, accused of 3 counts of first-degree child abuse, looking at life in prison if she is convicted. Officers found the children, siblings ages 15, 13, and 12, an older boy and 2 younger girls, when the landlord asked for a welfare check. Look at these pictures. So the landlord called attention to the police for the welfare check because Bryant stopped paying her rent in October.
The defendant instructed the kids that they were not to answer the door or leave the house. All 3 children expressed fear about what their mother's response would be if they left the home. Defendant concealed the children from family and friends and lied about who was caring for the kids and their whereabouts.
It's believed that the children had been living like that for 4.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying.
Okay, that's great because that's where I was going to stop sharing it anyway. Okay, so y'all saw that picture. There's a mom in Michigan who was arrested for her abandoning her 3 children. Some articles say since 2020, the kids had been living in that home, and you saw those pictures. That is what you thought it was, smeared all over the wall. They said that the trash was piled up as high as 4 feet in some areas of the home. The kids had not been outside in years. The mom and a stranger, they said, would come by. I guess it was a stranger to the kids, would come by and drop off pre-made food. So I guess she would cook it because she was living somewhere else. So I guess she would cook the food wherever she was living and then drop it off at her kid's house for them to eat. And so now mom's in jail. Her bond was like 250 million or 250,000, something crazy like that. And I don't know if she's gonna make it or whatever. And of course, yes, where's the father? Where's the father? But who is in jail right now? Who got charged with abandoning those kids? It's and then what makes it so crazy is we live in a society where the first thing people want to do is jump on the man and talk about how the man is so bad. And when a woman comes and says, "Hey, y'all, why don't we, get married before we start having these babies?" Well, marriage don't guarantee nothing, and just because you married don't mean he gonna stay. But y'all not even trying to do it right at all. You're not even trying to see if he has any kind of interest in having a family or anything. That none of that matters to you. You don't care to try to check him out. You don't care to try to check out his family. You don't care to try to make a firm foundation to raise. None of that matters. And here's what. How long are we going to keep blaming the deadbeats? Because I'm not saying they're not out there. But how long are we going to keep blaming them? And see, what's funny is they don't just be having 1 or 2 kids. Like the dudes y'all like to talk about, the chronic baby daddies, they don't be having just 1 or 2 kids. They don't be having just 1 or 2 baby mamas. They will have a plethora of children, a plethora of baby mamas. They will have an already well-established pattern of behavior for you to observe. Because once, okay, we all mess up once. Twice, see, I want to say twice maybe, but you're talking about human lives here. All right, you're talking about bringing babies into the world. You're talking about the emotional, mental health of a woman, okay? But this is not about the men. This is about us. So you're talking about your own mental and emotional health. And here's what gets me. And really no one is better off, right? No one is better off because we'll brag about, oh, well, yeah, I might have 5 kids, but they all got the same daddy, and the daddy ain't nowhere around, nowhere to be found, don't want nothing to do with none of y'all. So that means you let the same person make the same mistake with you. You laid up and made the same mistake with the same person 5 times. Or how you understand what I'm saying? Like having more kids with the same person doesn't make you look any better. For us on the outside, it's like, why you didn't stop at 1, sis? Like, why didn't you stop at the first one when you saw that it wasn't going too good? Even the second one, because sometimes, the first one, everybody's happy, but then the second one might bring some more pressure. When you saw his behavior change, why didn't your brain click and say, clearly, this is not something that this person is ready to go through life, at least with me, and do? Because at the end of the day, you are the soil that the seed has to be planted into. We like to brag about how we give life and how we're the ones that bring life into the world. But what kind of world are you bringing life in? Like, how irresponsible of you to brag on your power as a giver of life, and then you birth people into such horrible circumstances. How dare you tell people that you are doing this? You should be ashamed. Self-control is a real thing. And no, you're not any better for turning around and getting an abortion. You're not. Just because you got an abortion doesn't make you any better than the girl who had all her kids. It does not, it doesn't give you a head up. It doesn't give you a leg up just because you killed all your children. Because that's what it is. It's sad and unfortunate for the children. Exactly. The kids are the ones who suffered. And one article, they were saying that those kids' toenails hadn't been cut in so long that it was hard for them to walk. And the mom is on Facebook partying, posting pictures, living her life while her children are living in those kind of conditions. You knew after the first baby that you didn't want to have anymore. And it's too late to cry, well, why the dad don't have to do nothing? Protect your womb. Y'all be so ready to sit up here and tell a story of how men ain't this and men ain't that. You have all these stories about why not to get married, why not to be committed, how men are only good for money, how the only thing he can do for you is this, and how the only thing he can do for you is that, and I'm outside because I hate it home. All these stories and all these, anecdotes about this lifestyle that you allude to, but in the end, all I see is either murdered babies or neglected babies. We are not producing strong, educated, able-bodied, fully functioning, healthy children in this baby mama, baby daddy culture that we have created. There is nothing positive that has come out of this situation. And instead of the next generation of women wising up and listening to those who came before them, it's like we just keep getting worse and worse and worse. Okay, let me get to y'all comments. I'm sorry. I'll never understand that. Like, what you think was going to be different with exactly the second, third, or fourth time? Nothing's going to change. And each time it probably keeps getting worse. Listen, a baby ain't going to make a man do nothing but leave. It's not going to make him stay. If anything, it's going to make him leave. I'm still not sure what the problem with birth control is. And see, that's the whole excuse for the abortions. Oh, I'm allergic to birth control. I can't take birth control. Birth control don't work for me. Okay, so you pop out the first kid. After that, you should have a walking, living, breathing reminder of why you need not to be having sex without being married. I really don't understand this. And listen, I'm not saying, and I just got to talk real to my sisters. I have to. I'm not saying that just because you marry a dude, that means that he's perfect. That's not what I'm saying at all. But at least I want to say at least you gave it a good fight. But unfortunately, what I'm finding a lot now these days is that women are entering these polygynous relationships, and they're laying down with these men and letting these men tell them that just because they laid down with them that they're married. And the women, y'all are falling for it. Y'all are falling for it. You have to, again, self-preservation has to be your first priority. Because I know we don't want to admit it, right? Because, oh, we all deserve to be loved and we all have same value. But honey, boo-boo, baby, being a single mom out here in the dating landscape automatically cuts you off from a slew of eligible bachelors. It does decrease your value. It takes you so many degrees out of the game. As a single mom, I don't think as a single mom, maybe with one kid, but not even. Because if I have one kid, I'm looking for somebody else with at least one kid, because I need you to already know how to be a parent. But some of y'all will sit up here with 2, 3, 4, 5 kids talking about, I'm looking for a man with no kids. Who do you think that you are? What do you think is so great about you that a man with no children should just subject himself to the burden of 2 more children? And yes, children are a blessing, don't get me wrong, but they are also a burden. They also require work. They also require raising. They cost money. If y'all not in a position for one of y'all to stay home, hey, daycare is people's rent these days. So yes, children are a blessing when they are born in the correct conditions. Not when you don't want to be bothered with them. Not when you yourself don't even know how to raise children. Unless, honestly, I'm going to say, like, taking home ec out of schools was very detrimental for us as Black people, because we don't have that family lineage in our background. We don't. How many of us came from single mothers? So you come from a single mom, your mom has to work every day. When are you learning how to take care of a home? When are you learning to cook and clean and sew? Do you remember having to carry the little baby around, the little egg that would cry unless you took care of it? That was helpful. That was a wake-up call for a lot of us. But now we have no example of motherhood. We have no example of how to be a wife. So we feel like, oh, well, as long as I open my legs better than the next girl, then he'll love me. Not realizing that it's way more to it than that. We have no concept of finances. We have no concept of responsibilities at all. And listen, I don't remember where or when I heard or read this. Now, I think I heard it on TikTok. And it's true, though. The kids that used to ride the short bus and be in the carpet classes, they are now among us. With no short bus, no carpet classes. They don't eat lunch separately from everyone else. They are out among us. Okay? And I'm not understanding why you women aren't doing more background checks. I'm not understanding why you're not taking your time. I know you want to be loved. I get it. You look around and well, she got a man and she got a man and she got a man. But I'm here to tell you, stop comparing yourself to other people. In fact, when you find yourself getting in that comparative mode, like looking at people's TikToks or Facebooks or Instagrams and why I can't have that, turn it off. Turn it off, because all you're looking at is a snapshot. And let me tell you something. I love my husband. Okay. I love him with my soul. I love that man. Even with that, marriage is hard. And a lot of y'all are not ready for it. You're not ready to totally be selfless and be willing to change for someone else to build something with them. We're not taught that. All we're taught is individuality, and I got to maintain my strength as a woman no matter what. And that is the quickest way to end up being divorced if you think that you're going to be a strong woman in a marriage with any type of man that a decent woman would want. I mean, sure, you can find some punk, you can find some little soft somebody that's going to lay around and not do nothing all day, and they'll let you run wild because you're probably paying the bills, so they don't care. Let me get to these comments. I'm sorry. Not laying down in the first place is what makes it right. Some things you can work your way out of, okay? You listen, you get a ticket, you get a speeding ticket, you got to pay that thing off. You can work your way out of that. All right. Even if, listen, I got caught up in this situation and I don't want to be bothered with this person no more. Let me just block him till he stops calling. You can work your way out of that. You can't work your way out of being a single mom. You can't work your way out of that. Once the kid is here, the kid is here. So the best thing to do is not get in that situation in the first place. No lie though, I think the kids was 9 and 15. Yeah, she had to have those kids jacked up for a long time for them to not know any better. Well, let's think about the 9-year-old. They've been locked up since they was 4. If it's been since 2020, they've been locked up since they was like 4. The kids just stopped going to school. The sheriff or whatever said they have not seen the light of day in years. I can't imagine how those children look. I can't imagine their hair. If their toenails had grown long enough so that they couldn't walk, these babies are going to need tons and tons and tons of therapy. I just pray they get placed around the right people to help them, because who knows how long it's going to take for them to get any kind of semblance of normalcy. People need to stop lying to these women and making them think they have to stay and continue no matter how bad the men are. A lot of women be afraid to leave and stand on business. What I'm saying is we as women need to stop getting ourselves in these situations where we need to leave. We have to start making better choices for ourselves. That man throws up red flags while you were dating, okay? And here's the problem. A lot of y'all don't give the customer service representative their probationary period. Okay, you know how you go to a job and you got 90 days probation? You can't be late, you can't be absent, you can't get no infractions, you can't do nothing wrong for this 90 days or we'll fire you. Most of y'all not even giving these dudes 90 days. He pull up with a bottle and it's on and popping. And I say pull up with a bottle because, listen, y'all not even making these dudes feed you. You're not even making the man feed you, which is like the least way that you can show a person that you're even concerned about them. Like, the least I can do is to make sure that you're not hungry. And y'all won't make these men do that before you offer all that you have to offer. And I know nobody wants to hear that because equality. But at the end of the day, ma'am, sis, cousin, once you let that man scoop you out, you are scooped out. And if there's nothing else that is making him stay with you, you can consider yourself left. Put to the side like a toy. You don't make them invest. He don't have to invest no time. He don't have to invest no money. He don't have to give you a second thought. Whenever he call your phone, you're there. You're dropping everything to run for this man. And you not fiance, you not wife, you not nothing. We have got to protect ourselves. Okay? I don't like to get on here and talk negatively about men because I feel like there's so much of that going on and we're like oversaturated with it. And that's not what I'm doing now. What I'm trying to do now is empower you as a woman to live in your autonomy and protect yourself. There's something precious about when a man chooses you to be with him. But if you allow the men that you choose to beat you down, who who wants to deal with that? And this is why I hate Tyler Perry and these creators of these horrible black movies where the woman is just so destitute and here comes some broke man in a hoopty to save the day. Am I not worth a prince in shining armor? But then you have to be a princess. And some of y'all don't carry yourselves like princesses. You carry yourselves like straight up thugs. But you want somebody to be gentle and kind to you. That doesn't justify her actions, but this is a major problem. And so she had 3 kids. I don't know if they all had the same dad or not. But after the first one, she knew she ain't want no more. She need to get life in jail. That's what she's facing. She is facing life in jail. Marriage is a constant process of getting better at being your best friend with someone else. A constant process. It is ongoing because as long as you're alive, you should be growing. Y'all should be expanding. You should be working on something together as a family. Like my family, all praise to the Most High, my husband has active goals and an active vision for our family that we are working toward. I feel like that's a big part of marriage too. Like y'all have to be working on something together or else what are you doing? Like what are we doing here? We see the red flags. You see the red flags. And here's why you don't have sex with a man until you get married. Once that man puts his penis inside of you, you are no longer capable of thinking on your own. You cannot independently think. Y'all think it's funny to be crashing out? It's not funny. And some of these women really can't help it. You done got their emotions all involved. You done made them feel a sense of love and romance. And I say made them feel a sense because that's not real love. That's not real romance. Real romance is making sure my rent is paid, my car note is paid, making sure I got a marriage certificate, some life insurance, making sure my kids is taken care of. That's romance. This stuff that y'all be, the butterflies and the tinglies, that is a lie. It's a lie. And I'm not saying you shouldn't feel that. Yes, you should. But if you feel it for him a lot more than he feel it for you, a man gotta like you just a little bit more than you like him. He has to want to be with you. He has to want to forsake all others. He has to want to commit to you. He has to want to take on the responsibility of you as a wife in the family that you are already created or that you are going to create. He has to want to do it. It does not matter how much you love him, like him, and why don't he see that I'm the only one that cares about him? None of that matters if that man does not want you in that way. It's his responsibility. He has to give you his last name. It's like me walking up to you and asking you for your last lemon pepper wing. That takes a lot of love and commitment. I got to know you like that. Folks be smashing on the first date and then talk about how did we get here all the time. All the time. And again, I can remember when the whole gold digger thing started. And when, they used to like really come down on women for having sex. Well, not used to, they still do. But I remember when it started, okay? At least in my consciousness, complain about women wanting things and, requiring dates and all this other stuff. And now, so about that time, you see the the hypersexuality, let me say that, the hypersexuality of these rap chicks started really coming to the scene. This is when you had your little Kims, your Foxy Browns talking about a man better buy me this, a man better buy me that. And so in response, you have the men, protesting, saying, I ain't doing nothing, da 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 da. Whatever. And so now we've come to the point where women have basically been shamed for expecting anything from a man. And even today, if you hop on some of these posts and some of these conversations and say, yes, a man better pay for my date, and it's crazy how many women will come at you for that. Women will come at you and you wrong for trying to make a man pay for the first date. And you can tell that these are women that have never been on a date in their life. FaceTime, real time, face-to-face, FaceTime, real face-to-face time, dates, gatherings, outings, events. These are the bare minimum. Like, this is the minimum a guy should do. He should want to do it. You should not have to ask him on dates. If you have to ask him on dates, leave him alone. He doesn't like you. And now let me say this. I've never been one to pursue a man. Like, that ain't never been my bag. I don't even ask him. I don't ask you for your number or nothing. Like, I'm not gonna say I never did it, but I can count on my hand, okay? And even if I ask you for I'm not chasing you. I make sure you have my number, okay? So it's on you, player. I'm not chasing no man. If you have to chase him, that means he does not like you. And have you ever been around a man that doesn't like you? Why would you subject yourself to that? And if he doesn't like you, then how could you ever get comfortable enough to sleep with him, darling? If you have to ask him for it, don't take it. Don't want it. There's this one rule in the 48 Laws of Power, and honey, I hold on to that rule with my heart ever since I read it. Show disdain for what you cannot have. If he not doing right and he not giving you the attention you want and it's not going the way you think it should be going, show disdain for what you cannot have. Leave him over there where you found him. I don't even want it anymore. Don't come in here with them lies. Okay, so there. Are you trying to come in here? Scooped out is crazy work. And that's what be happening. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Monologue with Gad is in the building. I'm getting through y'all's comments. Hold on. I'm with you, sis. Well, that's what be happening. It's the women that need to be addressed for our choices in the selection when it comes to these men. Because again, we're the ones that are suffering. You're the one that's sitting up there crying, stressing, losing weight, can't function, can't sleep, getting written up at work because you late. Wanting to eat lunch outside alone. Or eat soup outside alone. Y'all know what that means. You, not him. He never liked you like that in the first place. So he's fine. He done went on to the next, and he's with who he does like. He's with who he does like. And you can't, as much as you want to blame him, oh, he played me, he lied to me, he dogged me. I know he didn't marry you. He didn't marry you. And this is why I told y'all stop falling for that girlfriend stuff. Stop falling for it. It means nothing. It means nothing. Stop. It does not mean to open your legs. It just means you are his favorite friend. That's a girl. That's all that it means. Them ain't butterflies. Oh. Let's be accountable and stop doing the same stupid shit. Exactly. That's literally what it comes down to. And again, it's crazy because everybody got an antidote. Everybody got a story that big mama told them, or they mama or they auntie or somebody done told them about something horrible that all the men in their life have ever done. So why aren't y'all listening to that and like fortifying yourself instead of going in and doing the same thing and ending up in the same position? That's not wise.
I didn't want to say anything except that you're so beautiful.
Thank you. You really didn't want to say nothing?
I just finished working, so
okay.
I just came in here with you.
He's here. They did a good job brainwashing our community. They did a wonderful job.
Facts.
I remember when they started putting single mothers on TV, right? At one time, they wouldn't show a pregnant woman on TV because, they didn't want to have to explain how women would get pregnant. And sex was totally not to be talked about on television at all. Lucy and Ricky slept in separate beds. Fred and Wilma slept in separate beds. You remember this? Okay. So I remember
Horrible marriages.
Oh. I remember in the early 90s, Murphy Brown was the first woman to be a single parent on television. And of course, the Republicans were up in arms. The evangelicals were up in arms. How dare you do this? Da 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 da. But the feminists were having a field day because now we're showing everyone that women can have babies without men and they don't need to be married and you can have a baby and you can have a career and yay, girls can do it all. And so where has the positivity for our community come from with that?
Me and my brother, me and Pastor Kendall were just talking. We've been talking for the past few days, and it's the slippery slope that nobody ever looks at when we start down the path. When we, like you say all the time, like our folks used to say, man, don't let the devil ride. If you let him ride, he gonna want to drive. You know what I'm saying? And we do that a lot of times. We open up a little bit. We're like, you know what?
Let me just
I want to have a baby. I don't necessarily want to be a wife though. And we open that up. And then next thing you know, 10 years down the line, look at what we become. And that's what we've done in every aspect of life. We open up a little door and nobody is paying attention to what big door is going to open because of it.
Exactly. And so, yeah, I mean, us going along with that is just craziness. And it's been to our detriment ever since. What they say, that's common sense leaving you. That's exactly what happened. As soon as you lay down, it's like the first thing that leaves you. All your sins. And having been a wife and a mother, let me just say that being a wife prepares you for being a mother. Especially if you did not have that example growing up. Being a wife teaches you how to love someone in a way that you've never had to before, to prepare you for the sacrifice that it's going to take to love your child. But we don't want to do that. We feel like we can just say bump God's order, bump the way that he told us to do it, bump his instructions. I mean, what does he know after all? I've decided that I want to have a baby. And so now I'm going to have a baby totally unequipped and unprepared. And that, I feel like that crosses all income barriers, because you could have all the money in the world, but if you don't understand love, you don't understand commitment, you don't understand family, then what are you doing? They too independent for me. Way too independent for me. I don't.
What they taught y'all to be. Everybody accepted.
I don't deal with independence. Oh, that's so true, Mono. All right, let me show y'all this other video. And we're gonna talk about this one too. And in this video, the father's in the video. The father is in the video. So yeah, we'll take a look at this. Wait a minute, where did it go?
We're going to turn to our other big story of the night. A father speaking to us tonight after learning 2 of his kids died from exposure to the cold in a casino parking lot.
Yesterday, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham spoke to the mother of those 2 kids about the tragic situation.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please.
Well, tonight, Darren is getting the father's side of this story, hearing about the moment he learned 2 of his children had passed away.
Darnell Curry Sr. wiped away tears while talking with me about his children, Darnell Jr. and Amelia, and the distressing phone call he says he took from their mother, Tatiana Williams, on Monday.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital right now? They got him. I was hoping it was a sick joke, but it wasn't.
According to Detroit police, 9-year-old Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amelia died while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking garage. Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me. You know, people just didn't like too many kids at their house.
I spoke with the children's mother Tuesday evening. She told me she's been living in her vehicle for 3 months, along with her 4 kids, her mother, and 2 teenage siblings. She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
See, that's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days? But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have, like we always used to.
All right. This guy.
Bump both of them.
I mean, oh
both
my
of them.
goodness. This. And him.
I smack him. So because listen, for you to be a man and your kids living like that for 3-4 months and you don't know, then that means you ain't in their life at all for real. Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So like he has said that in another interview that he just saw them like a month or 2 ago. But she said that she's been homeless for 3 months. So I'm assuming when she said they had the room that it was before those 3 months. So if you saw your kids a month ago or even 2 months ago,
you can't tell they homeless.
Right. I mean, everybody in the car at the same time.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie though. He look homeless too though. Like neither one of them look like they fit. And I'm not trying to judge a book by a cover, but I'm just saying neither one of them look like they too fit to be parents in the first place.
And that's the other thing that I wanted to say. Like, we have come so far into letting people make us think that we don't need to require anything before we lay down with these men, that you don't even make sure that this man could provide a stable roof over your head. And then again, she had 2 kids with this man. 2 kids with this man.
These are comments.
That's why I don't like when you come in here.
She said he pissed me off so bad.
He pissed me off so bad too. Oh, I couldn't even say it. Throw him in jail. I feel like he needs to be in jail. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't believe that this woman, her 3 kids, 2 teenage siblings, and a mom, all living in a van, and nobody told the kids' father that they was homeless.
Yeah, bro.
I don't believe that. A mother that is homeless is going to let everybody around her know that she is homeless, especially in Detroit in the winter. I don't know if y'all have ever had the joy of visiting any of the Great Lakes states in the winter, but I'm going to tell y'all something. That winter is different. That winter is even different from a Jersey winter. That's different from New York winter. That winter is totally difference. So there's no way you're going to convince me that that woman was laying in a car with her children and then the van wasn't working. So they couldn't even have the heat running.
But there's multiple different stories because there's stories that she came out, she done did interviews like I keep gas in the car. So they had gas, the van was running, and they died from carbon monoxide. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, there's a whole situation going on social media. I can't even watch it. I ain't gonna lie, I can't watch it. And my wife would tell you, like, I was like, hey man, that's enough. Turn it off. I can't watch it. Like it really pisses me off totally, but it's just, people say, not sure if I believe him.
I don't believe nothing he's saying. I don't believe anything he's saying. And then here's what I'm saying about not even picking decent men. Because again, how did he not know they was homeless? Okay, that's it. But like subsection 1A, if the mama is calling you and hey, can you come get your kids for a few days? Can you come get your kids for a few days? Why don't you make it your business to get your kids for a few days? And if you have family around the corner, like he's saying they do, then why don't you reach out to your family and say, hey, I need y'all to go over there and check on my babies. Can my kids stay with y'all until I can get there or something?
It's both, like I said, they both look incomparable as parents.
In what?
Incomparable. Or in whatever.
Incompetent?
Read the comment, girl.
Incompatible. Right, because I just can't understand why she ain't go sleep in someone's bathroom, airport, or something before you let your kids freeze to death. And
like I said, there's a whole thing saying they didn't freeze to death.
But no, that's what they.
No,
well,
listen,
they're saying alleged. I did see an article today that said supposedly, allegedly.
Yeah, it's more stuff that's done happened in the past day. There's a whole, like I said, there's a whole slew of podcast stuff. Whoop.
I saw a video of the mama at a party.
No. There's whole. You just go look it up. Now they supposedly died carbon monoxide. She was like they had heat. Nigga, the van was on. Whoop. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. Nobody knows what's going on.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Seriously, I heard this man say you shouldn't want a woman who cares about how much you make. How will I know you can provide? And here's what I want to tell you. If you're dating a man and he has a problem with you asking about his finances, and he calls you a gold digger or whatever the case may be, then that is not the man for you. That is not the man for you. Because a man that is looking for a family, a man that wants a wife, a man that wants a commitment is going to be asking you about your finances. You won't have to ask him because he want to know, okay, what kind of woman am I going to be dealing with here? Do she got good credit? Do she make more money? Like, how can we make this work? Can we use my credit? Like, what? He's already trying to figure it out if that's what he wants with you. And again, if he call you a gold digger or you asking the wrong question, then you're asking him the wrong question. You need to make that your last time communicating with him. She said she was homeless for 3 months. He said he just had them 2 months ago, meaning they were homeless when you supposed to. Exactly. And so that's what I'm saying. When you went to visit him, where's the rest of the family that was living with them in the car? Come on now. Everybody don't have to come to a visit. Her and her mother, her mom, and her 2 siblings was homeless in the car with her and her kids. And this is what I'm talking about. Okay, because so you mean her mama ain't have enough sense to secure nothing? Mama couldn't figure nothing out?
Hey man, I think we're looking at a bunch of crackheads a little bit. We're looking at a bunch of crackheads.
Something gotta be wrong.
Listen, first of all, you, your mama, and your sister all staying in the van with your kid. Yeah, man. It's some crackhead situation going on.
Something is wrong.
I ain't saying you can't fall on hard time, but ain't nobody got somebody we can call?
It's 2 adults.
No, 3 adults. No, it ain't just 2
her, the mama, 2 teenage siblings, and then her kids.
Oh, her siblings is teenagers?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is her and the mama could have been at work. Y'all could have left the teenagers in the room or whatever with the babies while y'all went out and made some money. Something ain't adding up here. something not adding up. And then they talked about they went and searched the records to see like when she had reached out to the homeless agencies for help. And one agency admitted that she called one time in November. He's like, well, nobody ever called back. He was like, no, we weren't proactive on our end, but she only called once. And everybody knows when you call for social services, you got to call more than once. If me and my kids are sleeping on a van, I am at them people's doorstep as soon as they open. That is crazy to me. I don't understand how you not there burning the building down.
Just even before that, we got to look at what kind of situation or what kind of person do you have to be for homelessness to even happen? You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, there's a string. Most High, please, I forbid, Most High, please, never ever let us ever experience. If we lost everything today, now I'm talking about everything. We lost it all today. There's a whole lot of people in steps we have to go through before homelessness is.
Well, she said they was living in a room. They was all living in a hotel room.
No, but I'm talking about family, even when you get before.
Well, okay, so that's the other thing, because she was like, I guess people ain't want all them kids in their house. Let me just say this: it's not nobody else's responsibility. I know everybody want to be like, oh, well, where was the family? Where was the village? It's not the village's responsibility when you keep having kids with the same old sorry, lame so-and-so to step in and take care of you. It's not.
No,
I'm sorry, it's not.
Understood that, but I'm saying, though.
What?
Even though it ain't nobody else's responsibility. Hey, let's say I trip out today. I lose. I give myself over to Satan. I decide to stop being a husband, father, everything. Get out. Take everything. Kick y'all out. Whoa.
You ain't kicking me out. My name on this ish.
But what I'm saying is the amount of people that you have to go through before homelessness.
Yeah.
Is what's at your doorstep.
And
you know, it just goes to show what kind. And I hate to say it, but real talk. When you look at the story, you kind of tell what kind of people we dealing with when it comes to this story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, my family stay around the corner." Like basically, he ain't had nothing going on neither. But she know I got some people that can do something. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, "Hey, I could do something." But she know my people, like we looking at, like I said, look like we looking at a couple junkies, man, that got kids.
A couple junkies.
Yeah, a couple junkies that got kids, man, shouldn't have kids, man. Well, you got to get to some of these comments, though.
Okay. And the system's so bad, we're afraid to call on them. We try to hold on tight, but who can we count on? We need to get them close to y'all. That's all we can do and make better decisions, like you said. And that's true. We do be so afraid to call like CPS and DFACS, especially for Black children. But
yeah, but I also think we're scared because of what kind of people is going on. I'm going to say right now, if hard times hit and you're a parent and you're doing your thing and working and not no illegal activities going on, ain't no crack, ain't no negligence, whoop, and you hit hard times, hey man, you're going to be able to accept every kind of help that comes your way. Yeah, hey, we got to get away from this. Hey man, we live in the white man system, so let's get away from, man, I ain't calling the white man. Listen, bro, you need some help, bro. You better take every piece of help they get. Hey, they owe us anyway.
Oh my gosh, can you just go to the next
You
comment?
better take every piece of help we can get, god dang.
Seems like they left the kids by themselves.
Facts.
You think so? Okay, so
they say she was in the casino gambling. That was another thing. They went and parked in a parking garage at the casino, and her
and the mama
went inside.
That was, and then they said they took the 9-year-old to the hospital. And then when they came back, the 2-year-old had passed out or whatever, and they had to take the 2-year-old back to the hospital.
Yeah, man. They should. Hey, you going to casino? You better go sell some. I mean, most I will. No, that's wrong. That's sin. But I'm just saying.
we definitely looking at something because it's not at all. Now that all these other details is coming out, that's not at all.
Hassan. What's going on, my boy? Hassan, Shalom.
Be damned if niggas let me sleep in a cardboard box. I know that's
right.
right.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Dude.
nigga, it take a lot.
And even if I can't get a place to sleep, I know my kids gonna be straight. I know that.
Yeah. Hey, they might say bump you.
Right, exactly. My
drop
mama,
them kids off.
Right. My mama might be like, listen, there's too many people over here, but you bring them babies. I ain't never got to worry about my babies. But then look at her mother. Her mother wasn't even functioning. Look at how messed up we are as a people. Like, she's not the only one in this situation where her mama and her is on the same level.
Hey, Hassan, I was just watching your video, man. You're live right now before I just came on here
Me
with
too.
wifey.
I was watching it too.
Oh, you watching it too?
Some good info. So yeah, and see that, but that sucks because she didn't even have a mother's house to go to. Because that's the first thing most girls say. Well, I'm going to my mama's house. Forget, I ain't got to take this from you. I'm going to my mama's house. She didn't have a mama house to go to. They living in the same van. And so this is how messed up we are as a people. There's no uncle. There's no auntie. There's nobody around. Hell, where's her father? And so because I don't want to put the blame on others, because like I said, it's nobody else's responsibility. But so knowing that you do not have a support system, I feel like that should provoke you even more to make sure that you can take care of yourself and any children that you should bring along. Like, why would you continue to put yourself in that vulnerable of a position, or even a child, which y'all don't love your children? You can't love your children to keep doing the same thing over and over to these kids. Why bring them into a situation where being able to eat every day is a precarious situation? That's crazy. We as women have got to start thinking. We have got to start doing more. People love to talk about how, in the Bible days, the dad would just choose the husband, and that was for good reason. That was for good reason. We so quick to be like, oh, that's so. No, because a man understands a man, and a man that has been a husband and a father understand what it takes for another man to be a husband and a father. That's something that we as women, we just don't have that spidey sense all the way just yet. Those of y'all who grew up with fathers, y'all got a leg up on the ones that don't, but you still don't understand it all.
Y'all make a lot of decisions based on emotions. I love him. Like, ooh, he look good with the whoop, and the man we realize, like, man, bump all that junk y'all talking about. I know whether this man could be a good husband, a good father, a good provider, if he want to work, if he lazy, if he, you know what I'm saying, with the whoop. But yeah, man, all praises, man. Great podcast today, man.
Thank you. And so as we're wrapping up, man, sis, cousin, I just want to encourage y'all, please. I know it takes a lot of strength. It does. I know it gets lonely. I know, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can get hard, but in the end, it is worth it. In the end, it is worth it. You're the one that's going to pay the consequences, you and your children.
Yes.
All right.
I wanted to highlight this comment earlier. I'm going to start putting your videos in my homeschool curriculum for my teenager. Keep on being an amazing woman and someone to look up to.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you for such a compliment. So.
Atticus Phillips, ladies and gentlemen, and Paxton. You see how you just bum rush your way up in here? Okay, my bad, y'all. All right, we back. Okay, Atticus, come on. See, Auntie Angelina said, hey, nephews.
Hey, Auntie Angelina. we got a victory royale with my Fortnite hoodie on.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, big
Y'all was
deal right
playing
now.
Fortnite?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why
Okay.
we were kind of like,
Fortnite. All right. Did y'all want to say anything to the folks before we go?
yes. Every time I come down here, I never have something to say.
Well, what do you want to say? Come on. You want to talk? Come on.
I only say
Hi.
hi.
Shalom,
I gotta say
shalom.
something.
Go ahead.
Wait,
Say something.
I just forgot.
Can y'all hear us now?
Yeah, you should be screwed now.
Oh, she said they can't hear us.
Oh, they
Oh, the
2
comments
minutes,
is
so
slow.
they're a minute
Oh,
behind us.
okay.
They're a minute behind us.
Okay, go ahead, boo. What you wanted to say?
Okay. Even though somebody's not with you, don't change who you are in your heart.
Oh, Atticus.
What does that mean? No, you can't give us some divine words without giving us the breakdown, my boy. Give us the breakdown. Oh no! See, you can't just be saying stuff without giving us the breakdown. Are you saying don't change yourself when you get around people? Let's say they not doing the right thing.
I'm saying if somebody's your family member, they don't live with you, don't change who you are. You make no sense.
Don't change who you are.
He say no matter who's around, don't change who you are, right?
Yes.
Yes, I get it, Atticus. I got you.
Yeah, we gonna call you out. We gonna call you out on them goddamn great words. You know what I'm saying? You got to get a breakdown on them things,
Such
my
a
boy.
nice thing he said, and then
Yeah, but he got to get a breakdown. We need to break down, my boy. Shalom, Shalom, King 7. What going on, my boy?
All right. Yes, Atticus and his words of wisdom. You want to run down the businesses real quick? Sure. Don't forget to check out Top Tier Parties. Top Tier Parties at Facebook.com for all of your bouncy house, table, generator, heaters, chairs, tents, all of your outdoor party needs in the metro Atlanta area. That is Top Tier Parties at Facebook.com for your custom made apparel, your custom printed apparel. Check out The Print Doctors. The Print Doctors also on Facebook. I think we do have a website for the Print Doctors, right? ThePrintDoctors.com.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mono's West Side Bullies for the pups. We have a go ahead.
Yeah, I'm about to say we should be getting a pup tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So
Mama.
yes, we'll have a new pup here at the house. We'll be posting
for sale.
pics.
It will be for sale.
We will be posting pictures.
We got them bullies now. Talking about them top of the lines too. What you got to say? Well, it's time to give the people the gospel. Are you ready to give them the gospel?
Oh, I'm so glad you finally caught me too, sis.
Are you ready to give them the gospel to keep this moving? What you got to say?
I turned 7 on January 23rd.
Man.
Don't forget you can catch us here every Thursday night, same black time, same black station, 8:00. YouTube's at Monologue McGad. Please stop playing in my hair. I just did it today. YouTube is at Monologue McGad, MONOLOG MAGAD. Facebook. I be on TikTok too. But if you could be so kind as to, like, share, subscribe to YouTube, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, all that good stuff.
Bestintheworld.com. I'm about to go look that up right now and see if that's taken.
Listen, here's what I need y'all to do, please. And I want to, first of all, send love and appreciation to everyone who interacts, okay? I appreciate your comments so much. Y'all have no idea. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the shares, but the comments hold the most weight. because they show true interaction. That's what helps to get the video seen more on the algorithm, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know how this stuff works. You have to tell the people that you want it, and they will give it to more people. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all that come on here and interact with me every week. Thank you so much. I love you all the same. If you don't comment, it's okay. Don't be shy. Even if you just throw a hello. Hey, how you doing? I like your hair. Nice shirt. Cute earrings. Anything at all. Okay. Let us know that you're here. We love you. We'll be praying for you. My husband.
Yes, man. We just also want to just encourage everybody, man, to hey man, keep the Most High first in all things, man. Hey, listen, we want to let our people know that it's time to go back to loving the Most High with not our words, but with our actions. We time to repent, keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, the faith in Hamashiach Christ. And also, like I said, don't let folks convince you that it's okay, man, to live wrong or to continue in sin because of Christ. That's what we're here to.
Milk Life, Shalom and Shalom.
That's what we're here to teach our people. And also, along with trying to teach our people how to walk this thing out, how to be good husbands, how to be good wives, how to be good mothers, how to be good fathers, but along with keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. So yeah, man, we love y'all, man.
That's it.
It's the house of Mono.
I think Atticus is going to say something.
What,
It
Atticus?
snowed today.
Yes, it did snow today. All right, y'all. We love you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. We will see you this time next week. Same black time, same black station. We love you so much. Shalom, shalom, and good night.
Doing gang things.
Mono.
Living super clean. Daddy came
One time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing.
Tune in to Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. Live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue Magad. Now also available on the Saya TV on Roku and Fire Stick. Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Don't miss it, sisters and cousins.
Let him save you in the end like a Seminole.